So they've gone silent. No word, no nothing, just radio silence. What is going on? What are they thinking? What is happening? I understand that this is very complex and probably very confusing, trying to wonder or trying to figure out what is going on. Guys, if this is you, I've got you. But this can apply not just to narcissists, but to people in general. Like, what happens when someone actually goes no contact with you? What's going on for them? Watch this video. Hello everyone, I hope that you're all doing really well. Right, so today's video has come from basically the comments, comments from other videos like that I have done, and I saw that there was a pattern, and there was a lot of kind of comments and questions like, what happens when, you know, the narcissist goes silent? Basically, what's happening to them? What is going on? Why are they doing this? What are they facing? What are they thinking when you don't hear from them? And what is it? How are they filling their time? What are they actually doing? So this is what I'm going to be looking at in this video. You know, this can be a very confusing time. What I will say to you is this: the more time that you spend thinking about someone else, trying to figure out what they are doing, the more it's taking off the focus and the energy off you. First of all, what you have to, I'm going to dive into this subject, so please don't think that I'm going to skip this subject. I'm not. But what I'm trying to say is, look, understand it, know what's going on, but then move on. Don't just dwell. Don't just sit there, you know, overthinking, rumination. This isn't good for anybody, let alone you, who is also trying to, you know, move past this. Essentially, right, even if you don't want to break up with that person or the narcissist, no one should be treating you like this. And this is not acceptable. It's not fair and it's not right. And so you shouldn't accept this of anybody. There are several key factors that are at play here, so let's explore them. And my friends, just before we get into the video, I just want to say that I do go live on this channel every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. UK time. So guys, if you're not in the UK, you're going to have to do the time conversions because I don't know what it will be your time. I do try and pick a time like that is good for everyone. Anyway, guys, if you have a question or there's something that's on your mind, I'd say come on over to the live stream, because you know what? I could be answering your question, and also there's a really supportive community as well. So come on over. Please know that you're not alone. You don't have to go through this alone. You know, we got you. All right, we got you. All right, my friends. So when this person goes silent on you, when the narcissist goes silent, what is happening for them? What's going on for them? Why they have done this? Remember, like I said in the intro, just literally learn it, understand it, and then move forward. Don't spend long amounts of time overthinking this, wondering why this is happening or whether you deserve it. Like, no. Don't do this to yourselves. I think the best thing for you to do is understand why and then literally try and move forward from this. Ultimately, the first thing that I would say, the reason why they do this is for control. It's always control. It's never going to be anything different. And you're probably thinking like, how? Like, why is this about control? Look, everybody's situation is different. Okay, I get it. But in terms of the topic or issue of control, this is about someone trying to regain power over you. It could be a various number of situations or reasons why this person is trying to gain control over you. First of all, you've got to think, if you have disobeyed them in some way, if you have been not behaving in the way that the narcissist wants you to behave, yeah, and it is literally like that, like a parent wanting to control their child, it literally is control. So if you have disobeyed them, you have not lived up to their expectations, or you have done things your way, the narcissist is, let's face it, they're not going to like this. So they are going to try and regain power over you. Okay. And that is by punishment. If somebody removes communication from you, okay, that, and you don't know why, that is an act of violence against you. You're probably thinking, no, it's not. Like, it's not even a big deal. Yeah, but look at it, my friends. How is it making you feel? Are you happy about it? Are you able to move on, like get on with your life? No, because it's causing you distress. It's causing you anguish. You're confused. And none of this is making sense. So it is an act of violence against you. So the reason why they do this is because of manipulation. So they're manipulating you into conforming. They know that if they remove communication from you, it is going to make you wonder why. It's going to make you try and figure out, like try to get answers. Of course it is. It's not going to make you happy. And they know that you are going to remain stuck. They know that you're not going to look for another person elsewhere because they are the ones that are in control of this situation. They are manipulating the scenario. It's designed to manipulate your emotions. It's designed to make you feel anxious, confused, and desperate for their attention. By withholding communication, the narcissist creates this power imbalance, forcing you to seek approval and forcing you to seek attention from the narcissist. This is why this is done. Now, a lot of us will do this. Okay, particularly if it's our first rodeo with a narcissist, okay, because we're not seeing it, we don't understand those red flags and what's going on. If the narcissist does this to you continually, the best thing for you to do is also to not respond when they eventually get back in communication with you. Because you know what, my friends, they will come back for you. They will get back in communication with you. Again, I've done loads of videos about this when the narcissist reaches out after no contact, okay? And I talk about exactly this. They're not going to leave it for ages and not get in contact with you. Look, at the end of the day, they have an attachment disorder. They can't connect to you in a healthy way, but they also can't disconnect from you in a healthy way. So they're not just going to leave this and that's it. They will get back in contact with you, even if it's days, weeks, months, years in some cases. This all depends at which part of the cycle that you are in. How many times this song and dance of value, discard has actually happened. So if you are wondering where this is, it really just depends on the circumstances that are individual to yourself and whether you have disobeyed them to that point where you feel that there is no coming back. In most cases, all right, you're probably at that stage where they're devaluing you, discarding you, and what they're doing is they're trying to regain control over the situation. So my friends, they will be reaching out to you. And what this does do for the narcissist is when they do reach out, this causes for them to have superiority over the relationships, but also control over you, because they are the one that are narrating the script of this relationship, not you. And this is also another reminder that they are the ones that are in control here. It's not about you. It really is about them, because it's all attention onto them. Can you see that this is all about conforming? That's ultimately why this happens. The next one is about punishment and retribution. And this topic, or this part of it, kind of really bleeds into the first one about control and about manipulation. The silence can be seen as a form of punishment. Again, like what I said, is like if you have disobeyed them, you have not done what they have wanted you to do, then they will be punishing you because they want to get control over you. It also is about that they're feeling some sort of threat to their ego. They may withdraw and punish you for these perceived wrongdoings. Again, the psychology of a narcissist is this. When somebody, is so in their ego and they have this dysfunctional ego, what we have to remember, my friends, is that they have this internal voice that keeps going round and round and round in their mind. And believe me, it isn't pretty. They are not exactly going to be filled with joy and positivity, and this is going to be motivating them to feel better. No, this is about putting them down. They have core woundings of shame, guilt, fear, and all of this shows up differently depending on person to person, depending on what their core trauma is. So when these voices, so to speak, okay, all these internal musings are going on. They're not positive. They're putting the narcissist down. And what they are doing is they are not perceiving what is going on around them, their social cues, their environmental cues, in the correct way. They are preoccupied with the internal voice that's going on inside of their head that is putting them down, that is making them feel unstable, that is making them feel shame, guilt, or fear. So then tell me, how are you supposed to understand another person when you cannot understand yourself? In their mind, they think everybody else is the same as them. They think that everybody else is going through the same thing as them. So this is how they react. This is how they behave out there in the social world, with others. So can you see how much of an impact their mind has on them? And this is very evident in the way that they behave, in the way that they extradite this behavior, the way that they treat others and you, the way that they relate to others. There are issues. There are issues in interpersonal relationships, in their ability to be able to relate. They can't in a healthy way. It always causes some sort of damage or some sort of retribution. So in this case, going back to what we were saying, that their mind is not in a state where it can adequately perceive their environment. So they will have perceived wrongdoings that you do because they're not perceiving you in the correct way. So whilst you're thinking, but I never did this, I never said this, this didn't even happen. Yeah, well, you know what? They're still going to punish you for it because they think that people are out to get them. There is this sense of paranoia with the narcissist. This behavior stems from their deep-rooted need to protect their ego, their fragile sense of self. This is where we call it in psychology a fragile sense of self, because there's always this need looking out to protect yourself because you're so worried that somebody is going to be there to get you. By making you feel guilty, they're making you responsible emotionally for what is going on. And what they're doing is they're deflecting this attention from their own insecurities and their own shortcomings. Okay, so another reason might be self-protection. Sometimes the silence isn't about manipulation or punishment. It can be a form of self-protection and reflection. So I've always said this, okay, so what you got to understand is that narcissist behavior happens in a cycle. Okay, so depending on what part of the cycle they are in, this could be part of it. What happens is the narcissist is high energy right at the beginning. They can give you everything, lots of attention. Right, stay with me with this, okay, because there is a reason why this actually happens. So right at the beginning, when they meet you, high energy, lots of attention, you feel good. There's so much attention on you. They put you on a pedestal. It feels good. Don't get me wrong, it feels good. However, as you see over time, this wanes, okay, and they are not able to sustain it because it's not real. Their energy levels deplete because they're not able to keep it at a steady pace because it's not real. And what happens over time is as these energy and attention sources become lower, they expect you to do that for them. Now, if you're not doing it to the same capacity, to the same intensity that they did or they would like you to, then they withdraw. But also at this point, what happens is they need to withdraw because they need to replenish their energy. They need to have time where they are on their own and they have no one around them. Time to retreat into their silence, possibly to nurse their emotional injuries and restore their self-image. At this time, usually what could happen is they're trying to line up new supply. They need new attention. They're kind of like withdrawing from the outside world, withdrawing from attention or giving attention. But within this time period, as they kind of come out of this mood, out of this point in their cycle, they will then eventually start to look for new supply. They also might start to reach out to you at this point. How long this lasts, you know what, it really depends from person to person. So there isn't kind of like a time frame where, okay, 2 weeks, they're going to retreat into themselves, they're going to be silent, and then they'll come back. It doesn't work like that because it all really just depends on that person, how they are, what they do. So it really depends how much wounding there was to their ego. Because remember, they're sensitive to criticism and judgment. So it really just depends. Sometimes they may not even reach out to you at all at this point, and it may be quite some time after. But nevertheless, they still will reach out. And lastly, what I wanted to add to this one, this could be about testing boundaries, all right? So they are testing you to see how much they can push you. By disappearing and then reappearing, they gauge your reaction and determine how malleable you are and how much control they can have over you. Yep, they are that cruel. It is about that. Like, they have time to play these games. And yeah, they are that childish. So that's one thing that's one part of it. And they will do that because, again, it makes them feel good. If you respond with concern or desperation, it reinforces that belief that the narcissist holds power over you. But this also, even if they're not narcissistic, even if it isn't like you are just, in the dating game, it's going to reinforce to that person that you are desperate and that this person has control over you because you need them, they don't need you. When in reality, why else would you be playing these games if you weren't secure in yourself? This is what I mean. It's toxic, isn't it? This is like toxic. This is why, certain people who are like this play these games to basically make them feel better. That's what these mind games, these behavioral games, these emotional games, who's got time to be playing that? And what it does do is it encourages them to continue this behavior. Even if you reach out to them, even if they say, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, they're not. But it's just a game. It's just a game to get you to be submissive. What you have to remember is that this silence is not actually about you. It's not actually about you disobeying them, upsetting them, or being a nasty person. What this is more about is the fact that this motivates this toxic behavior. This motivates trying to get power over another. This has always been about power and manipulation. So this is what I mean. Like, how can you have a happy, healthy relationship with a narcissist or someone who is toxic? You can't, because they're always these games. It's never going to be normal. You're always going to be disappointed and you're never able to grow in this relationship. So please be aware that these relationships aren't about growth. They aren't about longevity. It's about what you can give that person. Empower yourself by setting clear boundaries, seeking support, and prioritizing your own well-being. You deserve to be happy and being in healthy relationships. It's too much drama, my friends, too much drama. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this video and this helps to answer like why this person, withholds communication from you, why they are like this. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Please also know that I do one-to-one consultations. And if you're interested, please see the description box below. And thank you so much for watching. Please share this video if you know someone that might be going through this. And I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.